Yes, so as I said, we're gonna write this in using the Excel function, using the if function. So we're gonna categorize these sums as to whether they are, less than or equal to 5. We put like bronze. When they are actually like between 5 and 10, or between 5 but less than 10, then we put like silver in that order. So we're just going to use a function, the if function, and also the and function. So we're going to use nested ifs plus and function. All right, so here we go. I've made the screen a bit bigger so you could see how the function is going. So you first of all put equal to, and you start with the ifs. We don't want just the if, we want the ifs. Okay, and we're saying that if this figure here, right, well, in this case it's 0, but like the total here, so we put this one, that is E2 is less than, sorry, is less than or equal to 5, is less than or equal to 5. Sorry, I'm kind of missing some of the keys, but yes, less than or equal to 5. Then what should happen? Then we should put bronze. And why do we have to put the bronze in parentheses or inverted commas? It's simply because we are typing a string, or we're typing letters. So in functions, when you're typing letters, normally you have to put it in these like inverted commas or in parentheses. Okay, so this, we call it bronze. If not, then what again? And, right? So we bring the and function. And if the same E, right? The same E is greater than 5, right? Then what? Then the E, right? So we come back again to this one. The E here, which is this one, right? Hope you're following. So the E here is less than or equal to 10. So the same E is less than, sorry, is less than or equal to 10. Then we have to close it, right? Because this is a whole argument we put in here. So we have to close the bracket. Then what? Okay, then we put silver. And remember, the silver will also have to go once again into parentheses, or it have to go into inverted commas because it's a string. Now we're done with this one. Then what again? Remember, this semicolons could be a comma based on the keyboard style you have. For I don't have to use a comma. I have to use like the semicolon. So then we have to start a new argument, and, right, and if the same E again, right, is greater than 10, greater than 10, right, but the same E, right, is less than or equal to, as you could guess, is less than or equal to 15. 15. Then we close once again. Then what should happen? Then we should put what? Gold. So once again, we type in a letter, so or we type in string, so we have to put gold, right? Then we go to the next or the final argument, which is like the premium here. So if the same E, right, is greater than or equal to 16, as you could rightly guess, or equal to 16, then what should be there? Then we should put, remember, we're typing letters once again, premium. Oh, sorry, premium. Yes. Then after that, we close the whole argument because that is like the final category. So we close it. Now let's press enter to see what happens. There you go. There you have it. So you can see that this person, well, it's this figure is definitely, smaller than 5. The total is less than 5. So definitely it's gonna have bronze. Now let me uh move back a bit. Okay, so let me minimize it. Yes, so that you could see that we have another thing to do. We need to populate this throughout the whole like loyalty status. So we just go to this site here, right? Let's minimize it more. So we go to this site, and as the cursor turns this way, we just double click. Okay, so it was just kind of warning that this may take quite some time to complete. So this also talks about the computing power. If you have like bigger memory, or you know your computer has like stronger specifications, then it might take a short moment. But if yours is smaller units or smaller system power, then it might take some time, because remember, we're dealing with 120,000 rows, almost 120,000 rows of data set. So that is something about it. I'm going to pause the video, and when the results come, we continue. We're back. As you can see now, the whole uh, column of F is populated with the right category for the customer. So you can see the silver. Why? Because the total here is like 7, which is like greater than 5. So this happens, and you can see it's the same formula. Then bronze again, there's another silver, then there's gold. Why? Because it's between like 10 and 15, or is equal to 15. And there is also that. So as you can see, the more we scroll down, oh, and there's a premium, and the premium membership, you can see that is more than 16. So that is that, because this is like 23 points. So this is how you basically design the loyalty programs. Now, let's say you're supposed to further create like a message. For instance, you are working on the back end of a data set, and you're developing this kind of text. You want to automate a text message that goes to each and every person here, that hey, Ernest Barnes, these are your, you are a gold member because you used our services, and the gold membership comes with this and this and that and that, these benefit the next time you use our hotels or a hospitality platform. So that is one thing we're supposed to look at. So to do that, let's look at what happened here. So first of all, we need the first names, and this one we're going to use the flash fill. Then we're going to use X lookup again to pick up the restaurant, I'm sorry, the hotels they slept in or they used. Then we're going to concatenate this message. So after that, we're going to concatenate the first names, then the category or the status, and then the message we want to send to them, which is already drafted here, right? So that is the next task we're going to complete. Okay, so let me put here their first names. Okay, So to get the first names, we just have to try, use a flash fill. There are a couple of ways you can do it. So we just type, we expect the IntelliSense of Excel to kind of come up or bring a pop-up that shows that, oh, this is what we really want to do. Okay, then we can help you with it, or I can help you with it. So Andrea, there you go. So you can see that automatically it is doing that. Then we just have to press enter and give it some time. Once again, it is 120,000 list of names. All right, so you can see it has picked everything. Now there is something you need to cross check because, for instance, look at this one here, Dr. Victor Martin. It did not pick the first name. It picked only um, the doctor because that is like from the IntelliSense. It feels that we're just picking the first names, and it took the doctor here, the title, to be the first name. So you might want to cross check and make changes, or you can also use the left and the right function here to correct this whole thing, especially if there are so many people with that doctor title attached to their names at the beginning. That would also help. But in this case, there are just few of them, so we just want to cross check and change this one back to Victor, right? So uh, that is that. Yes. So we now have the first names. What we have to do next is to also know the name of the hotel they slept in, right? So it means we're gonna use X lookup once again. So let's say hotels, right? So which means and we have to do X lookup. So once again, we put equal to X lookup. X lookup for who? For Ennis Barnes, then a comma or a semicolon based on the type you have. Then where can we find that? We can find that from here. And that is this. It matches with this column. Okay. Then what table of array should it return? We want it to return this one, the hotel status, right? So we just put a comma there or a semicolon. Then we select this whole thing. Then we close the function. Then we press enter. Then it gives us this. So it means Ennis Barnes slept at Resort Hotel. So we just have to once again populate by double clicking it when it turns that way, and there you go. So we have now that, and we have that one too. So I just extended the columns a bit. So we have Ennis Barnes who slept in our Resort Hotel branch, and this is his first name, and this is his loyalty status. Now we're gonna craft a message to Ernest. So we have to do what is called concatenate or put the names together. In the field of as you could probably guess, yes, in English, concatenate basically means to put some things together, right? So yes, so we're gonna now concatenate, you know, together everything that we have here plus the statement. And let me make this a bit bigger so that you could see the the yes. Okay, so from here now, as usual, we start with equal to, then we use the concatenate function. So concatenate. Immediately you start uh, typing, you will see. So there is concatenate, right? So that is concat over here. Or there's also this whole one. If you want to use, it's also fine. And that is that. So a list of range of text strings, right? So concatenate. And what do we want? Now you probably may have to be reading the statement in your head to get it, easily. So concatenate. So we want to say dear, right? So we concatenate this dear, then a comma will come. And remember, there should be space in between there so that it could be readable and not like all the words are together. And that means that we need to bring a space. So we use the column, then we bring a space or press the space bar, then another. This is how you create space in between text, in Excel. Then you close it. So dear who, Dear Ernest, because that's the first name here. Dear Ernest, what? So, dear Ernest, we close again. Then we bring space. So, that and space bar and another one. Then we close it. So, dear Ernest, once again, we are excited. So, we go to this one. Then we close it. Then once again, we want space in between them. So, we bring that one. Then we close it again. I mean, we bring a comma in. Then, so we are excited to have had you stay in our hotel, right? So, uh, what is the name of the hotel now? The hotel's name should come. So we come back to this one here, right? Then we put that, then again, another space, then a comma. So, and where did he stay? And what is the status? Now, here is your status, right? So we come back to this one here, then we close it, then we bring another space, right? And then we close it. Then the final one to indicate the status of the person, it's bronze. So we put bronze here. Now we are basically done. So we just have to close it and we press enter. So there you go. You see? So dear Ernest, we're excited to have had you as a customer at Resort Hotel. Here's the status of your membership, bronze. Great. So once this is done, let me just kind of move this a bit away. So you could just move it over here. Yeah. And then we just have to, once again, populate. Yes. So now, before we kind of move this one down or before we drag it down just to try to populate this column altogether, there's something we need to do. First of all, we need to lock these ones. This one here, this statement here, and that statement here. Why? Because they are fixed. They're not going to change in the whole of the sentence. But these ones are going to change. For instance, the name is going to change. The hotel type is going to change. Then the loyalty status will also change. But these ones are not going to change. And to do that, we need to kind of lock this one up, right? So to lock it up, we just have to use F4, or the functional key F4 on your keyboard to lock it up so that we can drag it down. And that would mean that Ernest is going to change and like the hotel type is going to change and also the membership status or the loyalty program status. I mean, the loyalty status will change. So here's how we do that. So we just go here, right? And the first one, remember, is dear, right? So we lock it up, we press F4 to lock it up, and that is it. You can see like the dollar signs over there, which means it's not going to change when we drag it down. Now, the same thing to this one here or this place. You see the dollar sign. It also shows that it's locked. And this one here, the same thing. All right. Then after that, we press enter, right? Okay, so we can now go ahead and drag it down, or at least, I mean, to test it whether it worked or not, let's look at it. So you can see it changed to Andrea, and the status also changed, and the type of hotel, yes, would also change as we drag down more. So we would just, for instance, just now populate it by double clicking this one. It might take some time. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go. You can see that now as we scroll down more, you will see, and now we have gold here, and that is for Raymond. Dear Raymond, we're excited to have had you as a customer at our resort hotel. Here is the status of your membership gold. So that is it. You could, of course, like add like extra statement or messages to this one, as part of the email or the mail to be sent to these customers. So that is basically how you design loyalty programs for like a data set and answer important questions on them. Once again, you could go back to your um, data set, and whatever question you want to answer, you could answer from it. For instance, if you want to know which places you're getting most of your customers from, or like stuff like that, whether it's from online or corporate or direct. In the same way, you could just uh, have another one here, like add another like table and check, right? So you check the booking nights and you check also the source, and that would also be a good way of going about it. Yes, so you could go ahead and um, play around with it. For instance, if I want to know uh, which market segment that most of our bookings, are coming from, for instance, where our night bookings are coming from, I can do the same thing here. So I go to this place here, right? I want to add another pivot table that would help me answer the same question, right? I also go here, I click here, any part because I want the table to appear here. Then I go to insert pivot table, right? So I click on it. I want to insert and I want it to be on the same sheet, on the existing sheet. And I also want the same data range, right? So I have to go to this place and select the entire data set, right? So I just select the first column, then I use Control Shift and the right key to select it. Then I press OK. Okay, so there you go. I have another pivot table here, and I want to use the market segment, right? And also the, let's say, reservation status, right? So I can, uh, or just the name as well, right? Because remember, every person came from, I mean, every person is counted, and every person should have at least selected a source or a market segment connected to it. So we can, for instance, do this way, select the market segment here, then we also select the name, right? And it's gonna go like this. Once again, we have to move the names to the value because we want a count of it. So we move it here, and there you have it. So we had these people coming from the aviation, these people from complementary, them from corporate world, from direct, which means they visited our website or the hotel's website. Then they came in groups. There's one also offline or online or undefined, those who did not state it. So this is also like a way of answering. Of course, we can go back and change, like do some editing or add something to it so that it conforms to what we already have here. So uh, I would say that pivot tables are very important. They help us to answer some key business intelligence questions. And also, there you have it, your loyalty program. You want to have this data, for instance, at the back end of your platform, and that would help to send text message to people or like emails to people. You can have their emails here as well. You could just have another part where you add their emails, so you can use XLOOKUP once again. Remember, we have the emails here already, so you can equally, um, yes. So these are the emails. This is the emails column. So you can also concatenate if you want, or just do another XLOOKUP and have them here, and we would be able to directly take this message, take that one, take that, and send it directly to their email addresses to inform them. So that is it. Before we complete, I want to say this again. If you work in business intelligence, I think that it's important that you know three key software skills. I think, first of all, SQL. Secondly, Excel, advanced Excel, Power Pivot, Power Query, macros, VBA, all those things will really help. Then also Tableau or Power BI. So I've kind of visualized this same data set you see here on my Tableau page. So I'm gonna add the link in this video, and you can check it and see how it shows. I've visualized, for instance, bronze membership, silver membership, the gold membership, the countries they came from. I've answered also key business intelligence questions in a dashboard that you can equally uh, like check out. I also would try and visualize it in maybe Power BI and also do a bit of queries, right? For instance, use SQL to like select, from the database those, I mean, the bronze status or people with, or clients with silver status, clients with gold status, something like that to answer key questions, or also select someone who might have slept overnight in a hotel and stuff like that. So I'll try and use like SQL to kind of go through something like that so that you get to know what normally goes on in business intelligence and also analytics of data like this. Remember, there's 120 K rows of data set. Sometimes remember they can run into millions, and Excel can take up to 1 million rows right on a page. So this is something you want to look at. It's not the extremely big data type, but it's also a good amount of data you can use, to practice your skills. Don't forget to share and like this video. I am not your regular YouTuber, so I'm just doing these ones to help people. So check it out and also check my other videos and like learn to get more analytical and also learn how business intelligence really work. Thanks for watching this and see you in any other video I'm going to have. Once again, the links to my Power BI dashboard of this data is already there. You can find a link. And also the links to this data set I downloaded from Kaggle, so you could equally find it there. Thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Oliver and I'm out.